Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. Ecclesiastes 5:10. These words, penned millennia ago, still ring true in our modern world. They challenge us to confront an uncomfortable question. Is the relentless pursuit of wealth morally justifiable? Does having more truly equate to living better? At what point does the accumulation of wealth cease to enhance life and instead become a detriment to ourselves and society? The insatiable desire for more, as described in Ecclesiastes, often leads to a spiritual emptiness. Material possessions, while providing temporary pleasure, can never truly satisfy our deepest human longings for connection, purpose, and meaning. We are left craving more, trapped in a cycle of desire that ultimately leaves us unfulfilled. The consequences of unchecked wealth accumulation extend far beyond individual dissatisfaction. The growing disparity between the ultra-wealthy and everyone else is one of the most pressing issues of our time. This gap fuels social unrest, undermines democratic institutions, and threatens the very fabric of our communities. As the rich get richer, their influence grows, often at the expense of the less fortunate. This imbalance distorts political systems, skewing policies towards the interests of the privileged few. The concentration of wealth in the hands of a select elite undermines the principle of equal opportunity, leaving millions struggling to make ends meet, while a small minority enjoys unimaginable luxury. The pursuit of wealth often comes at the expense of our shared humanity. When material possessions become the primary measure of success, we risk losing sight of the values that truly matter: compassion, empathy, and a sense of interconnectedness. Excessive wealth can create a bubble of privilege, isolating the affluent from the realities faced by the majority. The struggles of the poor and working class become distant abstractions, their voices drowned out by the clamor of luxury and excess. This disconnect breeds indifference and apathy, eroding the very foundations of a just and equitable society. What, then, are the moral obligations of the wealthy in a world of such stark inequality? Are they merely beneficiaries of a system rigged in their favor, or do they bear a unique responsibility to address the disparities their success has helped create? The answer is clear. With great fortune comes great responsibility. The wealthy have a moral imperative to use their resources to uplift the less fortunate, to level the playing field, and to create a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. This is not about charity, but about justice. Section 5, a call to conscience. This call to action extends beyond simply writing a check to a worthy cause. It demands a fundamental shift in perspective, a recognition that our individual well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of others. The wealthy must leverage their influence to advocate for policies that promote economic equality, such as progressive taxation, affordable housing, and access to quality education and healthcare for all. They must challenge systems that perpetuate inequality and use their voices to amplify the voices of the marginalized and oppressed. Section 6, the price of indifference. The consequences of inaction are too dire to ignore. As wealth inequality continues to soar, so too will social unrest, political instability, and human suffering. The very foundations of our society are at stake. If those who have the power to effect change choose to turn a blind eye to the plight of the less fortunate, the consequences will be felt by all. We are all interconnected, and the suffering of one diminishes us all. Section 7, Beyond Charity, a New Paradigm. Addressing wealth inequality requires a multifaceted approach that goes beyond traditional charitable giving. It demands a fundamental rethinking of economic systems, social structures, and our own individual roles in creating a more just and equitable world. Governments must implement policies that promote fair wages, affordable housing, and access to essential services for all. Corporations must prioritize ethical business practices that benefit both their employees and the communities they serve. And individuals must make conscious choices to support businesses that align with their values and to advocate for social change. Section 8. Towards a more just balance. Creating a more equitable world will require a collective effort, a shared commitment to building a society where everyone has the opportunity to reach their full potential. We must move beyond the individualistic ethos that often accompanies wealth accumulation and embrace a more compassionate and interconnected worldview. We must recognize that our own well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of others, and that true prosperity can only be achieved when everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Section 9. A shared responsibility. The pursuit of wealth in and of itself is not inherently wrong. It is the unchecked accumulation of wealth, the hoarding of resources at the expense of others, that creates the moral dilemmas we face today. We all have a role to play in creating a more just and equitable world. We can start by examining our own relationship with wealth, by asking ourselves how much is enough and how we can use our resources to make a positive impact on the lives of others. We can support organizations working to combat poverty and inequality, and we can advocate for policies that promote economic justice. The time for action is now.